Standing on the edge of a cliff, realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven's send with me tonight.
My channel is about all things chronic illness, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hope everybody's well. Today is the day after emergency room. I've done nothing besides get up, I had breakfast. That's been it, and I've been in the bed. Have not done my medical marijuana today. Probably should have, but just haven't. Still have a headache. But I'm coming on because I got an alert from my portal for the hospital. They have alert you when your results are available. So everything they did from yesterday was available on my portal. So I'm reading the angiograms that they did. And the one of my neck, although I didn't have a clot, they did find some incidental findings. I have like 5 nodules on my thyroid that are concerning. Per the radiologist, I need to follow up with an ultrasound, the largest one measuring 1.7 centimeters. So then, of course, your mind is racing. You Google. First thing pops up. If you have a, larger than 1.5, then it could mean cancer. But what frustrates me is they never said anything. They just said follow up with your doctor, the surgeon next week, and your primary. That's it. What is also concerning is for the last 2 years, I've had my esophagus stretched, I think twice or 3 times. I can't even remember. Because I kept telling the doctor, I was like, hey, feels like my throat's closing. Feels like there's a knot in my throat. I'm hoarse in the mornings. And and the last time I had it done, I told him, I said, well, the hoarseness is lasting longer, like pretty much all day. Because if someone calls me, they're like, oh, are you asleep? And I'm not asleep. Coughing, I cough all the time. Told them that also. Like if I laugh, I'm coughing. Like in the morning, it's really bad. These are all warning signs for thyroid cancer. Am I saying I have thyroid cancer? No, I have no clue what's going on. But the fact that they dismissed everything that I was telling them and pretty much was like, it's acid reflux. So mind you, I was on over-the-counter Nexium. It didn't really do anything. Because I didn't feel like I had acid reflux. So then he switched me a couple weeks ago to Protonics. I've been taking, but I don't see that it's doing anything. I've had heartburn before in pregnancy, so I know what heartburn feels like, and I don't have any of that. So tomorrow, I will be calling my primary to get in ASAP to figure out what these nodules are. I haven't had my thyroid checked since 2020, which it was normal then. Just by research, some stuff just doesn't. Even people with thyroid cancer, sometimes their TSH in certain labs will still show that it's normal. So I will keep you guys posted on what the heck is going on. I'm just so frustrated and aggravated with everything. Hey guys, happy Monday. Hope everybody's well. It's 2 o'clock. My husband and I, we didn't get up until probably 11 something, I think. Like I got up, like woke up when he started getting Austin up for school. So I was like laying here at like 10, going through emails and responding, doing devotional and stuff like that. But he, then I ended up dozing back off, and we both dozed off, and it was like 11:30 when we got up. Um, my body's just still tired, um, from everything that I'm having to deal with. Follow up on the thyroid nodule stuff. First, I called my primary. I did get up to call my primary at like 8:30. And the girl was like, I was like, hey, I was seen in the ER. They tried to rule out, make sure I wasn't having a stroke. But they found some incidental things on my thyroid, and I need to be seen this week. Um, Paperwork says 2 days, but I'm okay with this week, right? She said, all I have is November the 7th. What part of the conversation did we seem to have a disconnect? At that point, because the hospital or the doctor's office now uses centralized scheduling that you would normally use for when you're getting your MRIs, x-rays, now they use them to schedule everything. So at that point, why not put me on hold, contact the office to see what has to be done? So she's like, well, I'll put you on the 7th and I'll send them a note and somebody will call you this week to see if they can get you in sooner. I'm tired of going off on people, so I just said whatever. So I wait till after lunch, and I just hung up with him. And I said, look, I need to be seen this week. So they are working me in Thursday. I can't see my doctor. I'm having to see, I don't even know, I guess she's a nurse practitioner. I don't care as long as somebody can see me, because I need to get these ultrasounds done to see what the heck is going on. I did speak with my friend that's an endocrinologist, and she gave me some advice and things to kind of calm my nerves. It's just frustrating when you just keep on medical. And then I don't know what time I check in for my neck procedure on Friday. I've been calling. Like, first the nurse called me, left a voicemail because I missed it. Called her right back 10 minutes later. They were gone for the day. Called the next day. They were already gone for the day. So then today, the same thing. The lady was like, well, that nurse isn't here. The other nurse is on the phone. So she finally calls me back, go over my pre-op. I said, okay, hey, I have a Mediport. Can you guys access it, or do I need to have it accessed prior? Oh, you're the first person that's asked us that one. So I'll have to see if we have the supplies and everything. To me, that's a red flag. So I'm about to call the neurosurgeon's office for them to write an order, and I will go have it accessed, the day before. I said, well, what time do should I arrive? We don't know that. We'll call you Thursday evening. Ma'am, I have a 7-year-old that we're taking care of, and he gets on the bus at 7:09. We need to know more information than that. Well, I could try to make you earlier, but that could change because if someone cancels and you get moved up, blah, blah. I said, just forget it. It's so aggravating because I'm like, look, we have a special needs child. We have Austin now. So it varies on like when the caregiver comes, she can watch both of them, but the price change from her just watching Easter at $20 an hour to her watching Austin for 25 an hour. But I don't want her to come 30 minutes to our house and really you're just putting Austin on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Because Easter, will still be asleep. It's just a lot, y'all. And she was like, well, you can just try to have a backup. I don't have, a plethora of black backup plans. Like, he's not our child. Yeah, she gave a list. His mom gave us a list of things and people, but we don't know these people. It's just aggravating. So I said, don't worry about it. I said, either he goes to school late or he don't go to school at all that day. I don't care. Me and my husband's just like, whatever. So I'm seeing the doctor or whoever on Thursday. Got a lot of stuff going on Thursday, but I don't care. incision, it's still kind of, it gets inflamed and itchy, and I just slather it down with more Vaseline. I see the surgeon next Monday. I don't know. They said I could follow up with both, but I don't feel like I need to go in the office this week. Um, but I guess I can call them and let them know that I'm just going to keep the appointment for Monday versus coming in this week. Head still hurts, not as severe. But of course, Saturday I was like medicated once I got home. I took my marijuana, my migraine medicine, and nausea medicine, and Benadryl. So, last night I just took Benadryl because it was kind of itchy really bad. But yeah, I haven't really taken any more, any more Fiorset. It's kind of like if I had to do it on the scale from 1 to 10, it's like a 4. You can know that it's there. So then I just continue to just rest. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm like, when it rains, it pours. And I still need to go to Aspen Dental to go sign my form to get my refund. I guess I can try to do that. I don't even know what day. Maybe Thursday I can try to go by and get it done because it's like on the other side of town. I'm just over it. Everything. I'm just trying to be, I really am. I'm trying to be positive. And my endocrinologist friend, she was like, it's very common to have nodules and different things like that on your thyroid, and not have symptoms. And when I told her the problems that I've been having, she said even if like they go in and they say, hey, we need to biopsy, and if it came back that it was cancer, she was like, the good thing about thyroid cancer, like that's, if you had to have cancer, that's one of the better cancers to have, because they'll just simply have to remove the thyroid, do the iodine, like radiation therapy, and you'll just be on, thyroid medication for the rest of your life. But I guess just knowing something like that, and it's just like, I don't really know a whole lot about thyroid cancer, and, does it metastasize? I don't even know. Try not to think about it, but it's just the fact that I've been having these issues for the last 2 years, and GI has been chalking it up to acid reflux and your lupus and your esophagus needing to be stretched and all this other stuff. That's the aggravating part. But yeah, I don't know what else. Like, you can hear it in my voice right now. And I used to be like, okay, when my lupus is flaring, then like I felt like my voice would be worse. Like just like fatigue when you start getting that flu feeling. But this is like me sounding all the time lately. So I don't know. God's got me. I know that. So I'll keep you guys posted. Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's well. I'm rushing. It's cold in Florida. The temperature dropped drastically Tuesday. And yesterday it was like in the 50s. Today it's 56, but this morning it was like 39. It's still cold. And then tomorrow it'll be back normal Florida weather to like 75, 80 degrees. So the only thing I had on my agenda today was to take Easter to her hair appointment, with her aide. Because my husband has something to do, but I've been back and forth on the phone all day yesterday trying to get this Mediport order, so I can get my Mediport accessed for this procedure on Friday, because the procedure center does not have they don't have a Mediport needle kit, which makes no sense to me. So yeah, I'm over it. So I've literally talked to the nurse like 3 times, and the first time he said he sent it to like central scheduling, and when I called central scheduling, they're like, oh, we don't handle the scheduling for infusion anymore. And they sent me over there, and they're like, no, we don't have it, here's our fax number. So I called them back to send it to that fax number. They still don't have it. So I just said, look, I'm just gonna go and pick up the freaking paper copy myself, call them back, schedule, because I need to get it done tomorrow when I go to see my primary for all the thyroid crap. So when I tell y'all I'm like over it, I'm over it. I don't know who's wrong, if it's the hospital or this new guy, because he had no clue what a Mediport was. Well, he's not a nurse, but he didn't know. Like, I had to like go step by step, which I don't mind, telling him what to write on the order and what CPT codes, what diagnosis codes. And that's one thing, is like, I used to work for this surgeon, so I know how hard it is for him to keep people because of the type of person that he is. Great surgeon, horrible to work for, as far as like, he pays well. He used to give us bonuses. His Christmas parties were bomb, but he was a butthole, and that's being nicely. So they go through a lot of staff changes, always overturn, and you can tell these people are clearly newbies, to probably straight out of MA school or never worked in a specialist office. So a lot of stuff, they're just like deer in headlights. They have no clue what's going on. I don't fault them, because it's just how the system works when it comes to that. So yeah, so now I'm just trying to rush, because it's 10:53. Easter's hair appointment is at noon. And then I'm gonna have to go back by the house, get them. And even, I mean, the hair is my friend, so they're not, it's only maybe like 5 minutes from the house, so that's a good part. And if anything, my husband will just have to drop her off for me. Tomorrow is slam packed with, I have a Zoom at 9, I have an in-person meeting at like 11 or 11:30, and then I have the doctor's appointment at 2, and then something else is on the darn schedule. I don't even know. So I'm just trying to balance and get it all done, y'all. I really am. I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hope everyone is well. I'm heading to a grant meeting. It's at 11. So I'm pretty sure that'll be like an hour and a half, and then I'll go probably just do lunch somewhere. I see my primary nurse practitioner today, to talk about the thyroid nodules and the next step and ultrasound and all of that jazz. At 2, I get my Mediport accessed at 3. And hopefully the surgery center will be calling me soon to let me know what time I have to report for the procedure in the morning, for the cervical medial branch block. Just a lot going on, like just feeling like really overwhelmed. I don't, I'm just like, yesterday I was like go, like with meetings and stuff. And I just was wore out by like 6 o'clock. I just kind of like crashed. I had no more energy left in me. So I'm just trying to get stuff finished before, because I know I'll be down for a couple days with dealing with this. So I'm trying to make sure track stuff is squared away for the people that's going to be covering us this weekend, because my husband has to do a class. When you you have a special needs child or guardianship over a child, it doesn't have to be special needs. You have to do yearly guardianship classes, which he's behind because, well, actually he didn't have to do it because I guess he came in prior to that requirement, but with the pandemic things got behind because we have to do annual paperwork and all of that type of stuff. So the judge ordered him to do the guardianship class. So I guess he'll have to do it. I don't know if it's every year, every 2 years. I don't know. Something else for them to get money on top of paying for an attorney to do the paperwork that we get. We do it ourselves, but the court wants you to have an attorney, which doesn't make sense. Anyways, so it's just like busy stuff going on, and I'm just run down. So the pharmacy I gotta call them back because I'll be starting my Humira back. I just don't know when. I'll just have to call and see because they shipped it. They're using some other pharmacy service that gets the authorization for them, and then they ship it. I don't know. I just gotta call them back. I need to call Austin's primary while I'm driving to get his allergy medicine because the military system is so screwed up when it comes to stuff in healthcare. Like, our healthcare is already screwed up, but military is even worse. She wrote a script when I took him in like 3 weeks ago for Claritin, and she wrote it for liquid. But when I got downstairs to the pharmacy, it's on. They don't have that on their dispenser or their formulary, so it has to be. I'm sorry. She wrote it for chewable. They didn't have chewable, so it had to be liquid. So I'm like, why can't you just call upstairs? Like, you're all connected. That doesn't make sense. But anywho, so they didn't do it, and I went back to get it, and they still didn't do it. And then when we went to take him for hearing tests, we were pressed for time because we needed to get him back for school, so I didn't have time to stand in the lines to try to talk to the primary for them to do what they're supposed to do. And so I was like, we'll just buy the Claritin over the counter, but that crap is expensive. Like,
Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, big stick. When did you have it flush last? Because I know for a fact that's in.
yeah, this is the first time.
Because I felt it hit the back end.
Yeah, I taste it.
Because it should not be clotted off already.
But he said it when he tried to go in on the right side, because that's where he was going to see if he could put it back there. He said that apparently some clot had formed on that side.
There's a little bit of blood there.
Okay. Yeah, he was just like,
Give me a couple more syringes.
Sure.
Would you?
It's probably just funny acting like everything else in my body.
Yeah, right. So we know she's hard.
Yeah, I'm never easy. You still kind of feel kind of like...
Feels kind of like what?
Like fluttery.
Fluttery? What do you mean?
Like chest fluttery.
Oh, like you're having heart palpitations?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had those before?
A long time ago, not anything recent. Just kind of felt busy, I don't know. Maybe because I've just been busy all day.
You know what we're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Get me some heparin. We're going to put some heparin in it, let it sit for a minute. We'll dress it up, and then see if we can get
The blood draw.
better. I mean, there's blood. It's in the port.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just needs a little encouragement.
Because it hasn't been... Yeah. Oh, y'all. Girl is tired. So finally, I got my Mediport access. That was I tried to record. I don't know how much I got. But they have it on there. So, okay, the first nurse, she stuck me. It didn't hurt, but she wasn't in the port. And when she pushed, you know, because she wasn't getting a blood return, she pushed, and it was hurting. And so the other nurse told her, you know, go ahead and take it out. It's, you know, it's not in. Because normally with the power port, it has these 3 little dots. It makes it almost like a triangle in the middle of the circle. So you feel for the 3 dots and you stick in the middle. So the other nurse did it, but when she did it, I knew it was in there. So she started, you know, she pushed and she started flushing. I started getting palpitations. She was like, you shouldn't be getting palpitations. So she tried to pull back because I should back up. My primary, the nurse practitioner that I saw, she ordered immediately my ultrasound and some blood work. And so when she's like, well, you shouldn't get palpitations. So she's like, well, when's the last time you had it done? And I said, well, this is the first time I had access since my surgery. And anything, you know, this is the first time. And so she put some heparin in, let it sit for about 5 minutes or so, then flushed it, and it was working fine, but I was still getting the palpitations. So she checked me before I left, and my, you know, it started feeling better, but just a second, that's why I had to stop, because I felt kind of short of breath, and I kind of felt the flutters. So I'm gonna pay attention. Like, I don't know if it's because I've been going all day and I've eaten, but I haven't eaten a complete meal. Like, I had cereal this morning at like 6:30, and then I had a little piece of banana. And when I got to my grant meeting, it was at our library, and they have a little cafe, and I got a sandwich, a panini, but I only ate half of it, and that was at like 11 something. So it's almost 4. So it could be because I kind of felt woozy, and that could be what it is. I'm praying. But yeah, they were super sweet. It didn't hurt. I did use my numbing cream, but I was worried that the numbing cream had wore off, because I had put the numbing cream on as soon as I got to my doctor's appointment, which was at 2. But I didn't get seen until, like, she didn't come in until like 2:50 or something. And I was like, had to call Infusion to tell them, like, hey, I'm gonna be late. Sorry, you know, but I'm in the same building. But they were understanding about it. So yeah, I just had them give me apple juice, which I've already had one. So I'm gonna go ahead and have the second one. As soon as the nurse practitioner put the order in for my ultrasound, so I can schedule that myself. They have like self-scheduling for certain things. So as soon as I stop, I'm gonna do that, and then I have to go home and change for a Women's Alliance meeting. And it's at 6 o'clock, so I need to get there by 5:45 because I invited 2 guests. Otherwise, I wouldn't have just told them, I'm sorry, I can't make it, like, because I'm tired. But at least I know I'll rest tomorrow and the weekend from this procedure. They called me. I have to report it at 6 in the morning. So my husband's just gonna drop me off and get Austin on the bus, or drop him off at school, and then come back, because he was like, there's like, we don't have any other option at this point, when it comes to, you know. Yep, I just spilled that all over me. They gave me a cup, but I was like, oh no, I don't need a cup. Apparently I need a bib. I feel better knowing, you know, and when she checked my, Lord have mercy, when she she checked my thyroid. When she was like, you know, palpating and everything, and she was like, like she felt something there, and I told her it was extremely sore, and it's been sore. It has nothing to do with my surgery. But I said, I've been telling the doctors, like, I always feel like I get a sore throat. Neither here nor there. But I'll keep you guys posted. And I'll come back tomorrow. And apparently this one is different too. This port is different because I get it flushed every 90 days versus every month. I don't have to get heparin flushes unless like there's an issue that they think something is clotted. And they were like, oh, it must not be a power port. And I was like, nope, that's not. My card says it's the power port. And I showed it, and she was like, well, a lot of people don't even have their card, and so they don't even know the difference between a power port and whatever. So I guess this is just new technology. I don't know why I gotta be the different one. And then they said that, you know, I said, honestly, I didn't even think you could get your Mediport on the left side of your body. And they said, yeah, it's not very common. And the one nurse said she's never seen it. So God only knows. Like, am I rigged up inside my body for this? I don't know.
Hey guys, happy Friday. It's 5 o'clock. Post my neck medial branch block. I had to be there at 6 this morning, and I got home, ate breakfast, and I've been asleep pretty much till now, and I'm still sleepy. I just was nauseated from the anesthesia. They gave me Zofran. Then I still kind of felt icky, and they gave me a little Phenergan. So when I got home, I took more Phenergan and a medical marijuana. And with the medial branch block, they just wanted to see if he got in the right areas. He went from C3 to C6. At first, when I got up, like, was in recovery, like, I always felt like I had a crook in my neck, and it felt a little better. But now that, because they wanted me to move around as much as I could, which I got up and I had some chips, like maybe at 2 or something, and yeah, it's back. Like, I have like a knot or something back there. I'm waiting on my husband to come try to look at it for me. Other than just feeling tired, I mean, it's uncomfortable, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I scheduled my ultrasound for the thyroid. That's gonna be Wednesday. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. 7:30. I'm really not feeling the best. My neck hurts so bad. So this, like I said, was diagnostic. Or they try to, you know, put to see like if they can get to the area that's hurting. But I feel like I have like, it's about 3 knots back here that are painful, hard to get comfortable. I have like a towel that I've just been rolling up, trying to like put in between like the space of my neck. I think I'm getting a UTI. It ain't no thing I know, I'm getting a UTI. And I'm trying to like increase my fluids, and the cranberry capsule and my CBD for inflammation to not have to take antibiotics. I can't, y'all. This is too much. But I want to just say good morning. My body just hurts so bad. I want to take Austin to practice, but I don't see that happening. My husband just left for guardianship class, so it's just busy. Easter's aide will come at noon to help me with her to get her, dressed and bath and all of that stuff. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. Struggling with knots on my neck, headaches, just everything at this point. I've got a UTI. It started bothering me Friday night, Saturday morning, but I was like pushing fluids and cranberry capsules, and yesterday I was feeling better. Woke up this morning, not so much. I just told my husband I need a break. Like, this is a lot of stuff to have to deal with. I see the surgeon tomorrow for my original post-op from the Mediport. I get my ultrasound. It's Tuesday. I kept saying Wednesday, but it's Tuesday. Of my thyroid, so they can investigate the nodules. Yeah. My body is just raging with like pain, inflammation. So I called the pharmacy, and I had some macrobid on file. So I'll pick that up after their lunch hour. I'm over it all. Like, I don't know what else to do. I really need to go back to the urologist. But really, her solutions weren't anything. I told her I'm not going through a cystoscopy again. I've just been traumatic experiences with those. And she's like, well, what about antibiotics? Like, being on it, like, prophylactic. How do I do that and still be able to take my treatments for lupus as far as Humira and anything else that I would have to be on when they tell you if you have an infection. So I don't know if that works the same when it's prophylactic, because normally it's like a lower dose. I don't know. And she mentioned some other medicine for interstitial cystitis. I can never say it right. But I'm just so tired of taking all these medications, y'all. I'm just really, it's just too much.